In this video, I wanted to show you St. William Grant Park and his grave. St. William Grant was a Jamaican labor activist who died on August 27, 1977, and was buried at Up Park Camp, the headquarters for the Jamaican soldiers. I want to show you his grave, but unfortunately the soldiers prevented me from recording his grave. They told me I will have to write a letter first and get permission to enter the cemetery. So I wrote the letter, but unfortunately it has been months now and I haven't heard from the soldiers. So I am unable to show you St. William Grant's grave. If granted permission, I will show you his grave in another video. In this video, I'll now take you on a tour of St. William Grant Park in downtown Kingston. Welcome to Jamaican chapter. Alright guys, so I am at St. William Grant Park here in downtown Kingston. Before I go to his grave, it's very important to explore this park, which was named or renamed in his honor. The honor of the man, St. William Grant. It's a lovely park here, and I'm gonna take a tour through the park because I need to I wanted to see how this park looks. It's popular down here. It's like in the heart of Kingston and the heart of downtown Kingston. Yeah guys, so at the entrance of the park here we have the statue of the Right Excellent Sir William Alexander Bustamante. Well, it's not as tall as Buster. Buster was very tall in real life. But standing down here, I have to actually look up on the statue. So, in a sense, it's tall. Before the statue of Sir Alexander was installed here, it was the statue of Queen Victoria of Great Britain, which was standing in this location. And the statue of Queen Victoria stood in this location for decades, from the 1800s. After Jamaica got independence in 1962, the statue of Queen Victoria was removed and put in storage. And in its place was unveiled the statue of Sir Alexander Bustamante. The statue was unveiled on May 24, 1970. As you can see in this photograph, Lady Bustamante, widow of Sir Alexander Bustamante, is unveiling the statue. The statue of Sir Alexander Bustamante was made by the Jamaican sculptor Alvin Marriott. So what happened to the statue of Queen Victoria? Well, it was placed into storage after it was removed, but later on it was put back at the park, but it was placed at the back of the park. You will see it later on in the video. So this at the entrance you have the statue of Jamaica's first Prime Minister, William Alexander Bustamante. I can see here that's actually, it's busy here in downtown Kingston. Very busy. So let's go on the inside of the park. Oh my goodness. So we noticed that there are some statues here in the park, and these statues predated the renaming of the park. These statues are here from the days of Britain owning the island. And here we have a statue. It says, this statue is erected in honor of the Right Honorable Sir Charles Theophilus Metcalfe, now Baron Metcalfe, by the grateful inhabitants of Jamaica in commemoration of the benefits derived from his wise, just, and beneficial administration of the government of the island. AD 1845. Wow. So it was erected here a very long time. And before this park was called St. William Grand Park, it was named in honor of Victoria, Queen Victoria. So it was a time when the British was running the island that statue was erected. Now, Bustamante's statue, of course, was erected. Here again is another statue, looking so elegant. Look at that outfit. Look at that outfit. He's looking over everybody in that old colonial look. And it says, erected by public subscription in memory of the Honorable Edward Jordan, CB, who, through a long series of years and in times of danger, fearlessly stood forward as the advocate of the emancipation and for the removal of civil disabilities, blah, 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 blah. All right, so you know a lot of things said about him. So this is a statue in honor of Edward Jordan, the Honorable Edward Jordan. No doubt indeed he was respected I don't want to spend a lot of times reading about people um, that are not the subject of the story. They have done their time for the British government. Now it's our time. And look at this. I'm not sure what this is or what it stands for. I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's absolutely lovely. It almost have a Disney World look to it. The park is very cool. It's relaxing here. It's a flat place, but I must say it's relaxing here. Really, I like it. I think it's supposed to have some water in it, like a fountain, but I can see where there's actually no water in it at this time, like it was just painted or something. But it's wonderful. It looks lovely. It looks really lovely. So again, this is the St. William Grand Park. The St. William Grant Park here in YouTube. No worry, man. The people them not really see us still. Oh, oh, oh. All right. So it's just a worker here who was just, you know, making a comment about my recording. Now, why I'm coming down this side of the park is because I noticed, and I noticed this from in books. This is my first time actually coming close to one. I noticed the statue of Queen Victoria. I noticed it all the way from up there, and I said, okay, let me go to this side of the park. So here, for the first time, I'm actually coming face to face with a statue of the diminutive queen. And when I said diminutive, I hope I'm saying it right. I mean short. She was short. Yeah, this is the statue of Queen Victoria. A statue of her. Not the. A statue of her. During her reign, which was very long, she was the first longest reigning monarch of England or Great Britain, whichever one you want to say. She was the first longest, and of course we know that Queen Elizabeth II outreigned her as the longest. So during the reign of Victoria, these statues were all over the British territories, in the Caribbean, in Africa, wherever there was a colony, an overseas territory. These statues, you would see them all over the place. This one is very famous. There is a picture of Bustamante standing right here. I believe it's here. I don't think there was any other statue of her. And he was giving a speech. I'm glad that they did not take this down, because in other countries they have torn down the statue after becoming independent. But thankfully they kept this one. And these statues, as I say, they resemble her very well. You know, these were not statues that didn't look like her. Look at that. And you can see depict her very well with her what you call that that thing she carry as a queen. So here on the statue it says Victoria of Great Britain and Ireland, Queen Empress of India and of Jamaica, Supreme Lady, 1837 to 1897. Okay, so I would assume this was erected somewhere in the 1890s when she was celebrating, what do you call it, her jubilee or something like that. So 1837 to 1897, she was 60 years in her reign, so that would be her jubilee. I will have to research that and put it on the screen. But whenever time you reign for like 60 years, they have a name to call it. I think it's a jubilee. And there was a big celebration in during that time. And I think that's the time that this statue was erected. A statue of Queen Victoria. All right, so this is St. William Grand Park, and I'm leaving it now. But I noticed something as I'm leaving, and I'm sure some of you probably have noticed it also, and that is there is no statue of William Grant. There is no statue. I saw nothing about William Grant other than just the name. There is nothing at all. No statue of William Grant. So now we are looking down East Parade. And on the opposite side we have Norman Manley. So Norman Manley here waving on the opposite side of St. William Grand Park. And of course, as you know, Norman Manley and Bustamante are cousins. The both of them here St. William Grand Park.